And welcome aboard here to the maiden voyage, the Reckoning, live here. Of course, the Tallahassee Reckoning, the pre-professional team. Tallahassee's been around for now 200 years. And finally, after all this time, has a women's pre-professional team here, something for the city to call its own. Welcome aboard here to a very special evening for the start of a journey, the start of a franchise, the start of the Reckoning. Of course, every story, every tale has a beginning, so crack the cover open, crease that spine, and let's start chapter 1, because the Tallahassee Reckoning ready to take on their first ever official franchise match here in the USLW against Brooke House Football Club, coming over from the Orlando area. Of course, Maitland location officially for you here today. So happy to be aboard for the action here today. Of course, I'm Andrew Droop alongside Trenton Young, who will join us shortly. And of course, we have our man down there on camera, James Ward, to be bringing you the action here. But a fantastic showcase, like we said. Of course, officially not professional. They call it pre-professional here for the Reckoning. It will be very high-quality play, though, something that we'll get into over the course of the broadcast. The pedigree of these players and the coaching staff is absolutely phenomenal. And if you are not familiar with the program or you don't know what's going on, well, that's part of the reason why we are here. So let's first start at the top. You think about somebody's got to put this together, right? Found this organization, get it all going. How about the top dog of your Tallahassee Reckoning? Of course, Ashley Fontes-Comer, owner and CEO. Of course, great pedigree. And of course, for those Tallahassee soccer fans, you know, a proud Florida State women's soccer alumni, but as far as leadership capacity, fantastic resume, and from all accounts, excited to put together an absolutely showcase of a soccer team here. Big-time positions, big-time experience, and she's bringing it to the capital city of the Sunshine State, so it should be a real good time. Of course, so you have the top dog, right? You have the organizer. You have the godmother, if you will, the maternal, the queen here of the Reckoning. But who's in charge? Who's down there on the field? Talk about Stacy Wilson. And we talked about pedigree. We talked about how high profile and the tutelage that this organization will have. This is very impressive. Of course, head coach, Olympic gold medalist, 15 caps for the U.S. women's national team, 5 years of professional play, and the list just keeps going and going. You talk about the dynasty, the heyday of women's collegiate soccer, especially in the 90s, basically all the way up until the 2010s. That ran through UNC. So how about that? 3-time national champion with UNC, freshman player of the year in '94. UNC, of course, you talk about the high-profile soccer players that came through the franchise and the storied success, and they absolutely dominating the women's game. I believe they have, I'd have to check my records, but I believe it's 21 national championships at women's soccer. I think the next closest is FSU, who's either second or third with the 4. But is an absolute dynasty down there, one of the big members of that establishment and that domination there in the 90s. Stacy Wilson, once again, going to be leading the charge here for the Tallahassee Reckoning, so it should be quite the fun ride. So that's who's in charge, right? That's what we have going on. How about some context, too, if you're not aware? Let's keep it going. See what we have here. Who will we be playing? So obviously you have the Reckoning out. You'll have them every time they're down here at the beautiful, the Gene Cox Stadium down here on the south side of the capital city. But of course, let's see what the division is, who they're going to be playing throughout the course of the season. So they'll play a total of 12 matches here this year. So it's an all-Florida conference, which is rare at this level to be able to stay in the state, but great to see that it is all in-house. You've got 3 expansion teams, of course, including your reckoning with the maiden voyage going here, but also Brevard Riptide SC, obviously down in South Florida, and then the opponents that we're playing tonight. This is essentially an expansion team, Brooke House Football Club, of course, coming from the Maitland, Orlando area. So, of course, Florida Elite, if you're familiar with youth, academy, soccer. Of course, in the Jacksonville area, you have Miami AC. You have Palm City, the Americana, Swan City, down in Lakeland. And then, of course, Tampa Bay, your last team coming forward here over on the coast, the west coast of Florida, that is. So a nice little blend. Trenton Young, our buddy, is aboard here. Will be joining us for the ride here this evening.
Thanks for having me, Andrew Jupe. Very excited to see what the Reckoning are going to provide for us tonight for their inaugural game here.
Absolutely. So, Trent, we've done many games down here at the Gene, but great to be aboard for the first ever Reckoning game. What's the atmosphere? You know, you were down there just a couple moments ago. What's the feeling around the stadium right now?
It's just very energetic, Jupe. I mean, it's a Wednesday night, but the people that are out here are very excited to witness potential history. I mean, this is going to be history either way, right? Because this is the first game of the franchise. But, you know, they can come out here and get a huge win and really put some goals in the back of the net and leave a great taste in the mouth of these fans out here. So there's some really cool activities. We've always got the food trucks down here at the Gene, but some cool stuff going on around here for the season ticket holders, the VIP members. Some great stuff, man. Great soccer atmosphere here on a Wednesday night, and I see another soccer face down there in the crowd. We won't mention his name, but
absolutely. Because you talk about the pedigree that we have going here for the coaching staffs. We can see the referees at center, of course, but we talk about it. 3-time national championship, Olympic
huge
gold medalist.
Yeah,
How about Coach Wilson? You talk about starting off with a bang here for the Reckoning. How about bringing in arguably one of the greatest national candidates, not just here locally, not just here in the state, not just here in the Southeast, but basically nationally that you could get in to come here to Tallahassee. Coach Wilson says, let's do this thing. We're going to do it right down here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I mean, she's just got an incredible pedigree winning the Olympics, not just winning the Olympics, winning gold at the Olympics. You know, that is just absolutely massive. To go ahead and to win 3 national championships at UNC, so that tells you she was a part of an incredible organization, an incredible team, and has been a part of that and sees what that looks like from the inside out. And obviously she just had an incredible career there, so she obviously did something right. She had her number 27 jersey retired, so kind of a big deal there at the University of North Carolina. But like you said, I mean, that's not just somebody down here in the Southeast or in town that's a really good reference. That's an incredible coach and an incredible resume anywhere you go in this country.
Absolutely. So I believe we have the Childs color guard coming forward here for the action here today, Trent. But we talked about it, a little bit about the league here, all Florida conference that we have going on here in the USLW. So just below the professional line here, of course. So semi-pro, pre-professional, you know, all those kind of terminologies apply. Minor league soccer as some kind of throw that out there. Basically, if there was a fictitious pyramid, we know if you start talking U.S. soccer pyramid, Trent, it's just an absolutely chaotic conversation, right? But basically, if you tried to streamline everything, it would basically be Tier 4 here on the U.S. side. But, of course, being in that USL kind of structure with the emergence of some higher leagues, I mean, potentially, if things go well for Tallahassee, you never know what kind of jump can be made, Trent. But, of course, let's get the first game underway, and then we can start having some of those conversations.
No, but that is a great point, Jupe. I mean, it is a pretty short ladder to climb, realistically. So, I mean, this is the start of that potential first step.
Absolutely. So we have the color guard here, of course, from Childs High School, getting ready to get rolling for us. So just a fantastic night of soccer to be prepared here. National anthem about to get going underway. It should be a really exciting atmosphere. And you can see the people start to fall in Trent, as always, Tallahassee, a late arriving crowd. But we should expect to see a good crowd out here tonight, Trent.
Oh, yeah, they're still trickling in.
So we're waiting here. We have the national anthem. Stand by. As we go through some of the pregame sponsors here for you at the facilities, but the referees, the color guard, as we can see both of the teams now coming onto the field here. There are your reckoning, of course, pink tops, black bottoms, and of course over on the other side, Brooke House is going to be in the lighter blue, I guess kind of like a royal blue, and the black shorts as well.
Share your photos of you rocking your Hummel Tallahassee reckoning here and tag @Hummel USA to be
And excuse me, it's the Cairo High School ROTC, Trent, so my mistake. Of course, to the great JROTC up there at Cairo High School. Of course, the syrup makers, Trent, and that's the beauty of it. You talk about a community club, but also a regional club. We're so close to the Georgia border, and so we do see a lot of these South Georgia schools and North Florida schools all get involved and all kind of get together here, Trent, and it's a really special affair. As you can see, both of the teams inching closer here to kick off, Trent.
We're on our way.
Holy Comforter is a welcoming and inclusive private school in
A lot of announcements, but you know, there's a lot of people that were able to put in a lot of hard work behind the scenes this offseason leading into right now. So just got to give them their props and recognize them for what they've done.
Absolutely. It can be quite an undertaking to go ahead and try to form a soccer club here in the Southeast, Trent. Not that we have any experience doing that, but being close to both of the franchises here in town and seeing a little glimpse in there, we can kind of understand the situation, unable to fully do so. And here it looks like national anthem, Trent. We've been teasing it, but here we are, so we will step aside.
At this time, will everyone please rise for the singing of our national anthem, performed by Kelly Mahan from Childs High School.
Kelly Mahan from Childs High School with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So how about it, Trent?
It lived up to the hype.
Absolutely. So get ready, get going here. Just moments away from kickoff here for the first ever Tallahassee Reckoning contest here down from the south side. Of course, the beautiful Eugene Cox Stadium, capital of the Sunshine State here. Tallahassee, Florida, giving way the first games of the entire division. Of course, the Southeast Division in the Southern Conference of the USLW. It's a national league with 80 teams. And, of course, the first match of the conference will be here tonight shortly. Of course, Reckoning and Brookhouse. Brookhouse from Orlando. You can see the starters getting ready to rock and roll for you there. So it's going to be a 4-4-3 to start out for the Reckoning, Trent. And I don't know about you, but I like when I see a 4-4-3 on the score sheet. In goal, Lily Dennis, of course, and then you have the back four from left to right. We have McKenna Schwartzman. And then, of course, in the left center back, it's going to be Tollefson. Right center back is going to be Linville. And on the wing is going to be Layla Thompson. Up in the midfield, it's going to be Trent. Jessica, you're going to help me out. Shield Kraut. And, of course, Reynolds in the middle. On the wing is going to be Coriel. And, of course, up top here on the wing is going to be Autumn Woodard. And, of course, in the center is going to be who you thought it would be, Paige Churchill. And then, of course, over on the right wing up top to round out the starting lineup here is going to be Jordan Land. Over on the other house, how about you give us the Brookhouse personnel for those our buddies tuning in from Orlando, Trent?
Absolutely. So starting in goal, we've got number 1, Paula Rincon. Number 2, we've got Leah Rose Ireland. Number 3, Isabella Diaz. Number 5, Maya Turner. Number 6, Elisa Cruz. Number 8, Bria Drayton. Number 11, Morgan Bean. Number 18, Natasha Bailey. Number 19, Laura Holm. Number 20, Haley Miller. And number 22, Mava Bachman. Let's see, we got a head coach here. It says assistant. They got 3 assistant coaches. Okay. Well, I was going to name off a head coach, but the 3 assistant coaches we have are Michael Briscoe, Melanie Smith, and Jack Cannon. Oh, sorry, there's a 4th. Forgive me, Lori Dudfield. So I'm sure that's just a typo. I'm sure one of those 4 is the head coach, but forgive us for not having that.
Coaching by committee, I guess, Trent.
Well, that's a new concept. I haven't heard of that one.
You never know when these visitors come to town. You know how we do it, Trent, over here in Tallahassee. But once you go outside of that, can't account for anything that's going on. And I won't pretend to understand what's going on here as we have the sun setting. So about 25% of the field is covered by shade. Of course, if you're joining us, you can see what's going on. But, of course, the Reckoning will be going from left to right, which would be north to south geographically in the first half. And on the other side, Brookhouse will be going from right to left. Of course, they are in blue, are the visitors. They will be going from south to north. It's USLW Women's Pre-Professional Soccer here from Tallahassee. Like we said, Chapter 1 of the novel here for the Reckoning. Tallahassee waited 200 years, Trent, but finally got us the women's pre-professional soccer team. It should be an absolutely fantastic night, and I'm really excited. I know what the team looks like on paper, Trent.
Sure.
I want to see it in action, and I think it should be showtime. Built for a stadium that's seen fantastic games over the last decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, formerly known as Capitol Stadium, now is Gene Cox Stadium, Trent. State championships we've seen here, and now there's 2 pre-professional teams here in the city. Let's see what the Reckoning have to offer here. Of course, the Tallis woman is going to start the kickoff here. Paige Churchill, of course, over from Flagler University, over in the Jacksonville area, playing some do T-ball. But if, of course, you're familiar with the Reckoning, you know her storied career at Lincoln High School, and they will get us off and rolling. The kick is away, Trent, and the reckoning is upon us here from Gene Cox Stadium.
Yeah, they're off, Jupe, and I love what you said. You know, we know that this team is incredible on paper. All of these women are incredible in high school or in college. Some of them have already started their college careers. You mentioned Paige Churchill, started all 17 games as a freshman at Flagler, one of the best D2 programs in the country. And she was able to get 14 goals, 4 assists, and had 4 game-winning goals. So she starts up top, and I think they're going to try to funnel her the ball, and I think that's why we go with that 4-3-3 formation, as you know, you have the wingers outside able to cross the ball or play it in on the ground, and then you just got that deadly striker in Paige Churchill that's going to net a couple at some point this season. Whether that be tonight, we'll see.
Absolutely. So it should be an exciting affair. Of course, the reckoning in pink and black, and of course, Brookwood in blue and black here tonight. Reckoning got the black socks on. Brooke Hill going with the white. Of course, coming in to try to find a through ball there, but cut off well here by Brookwood.
Shield crowd had a nice little meg over here. Little contact, went to ground after. I thought they might give her the call, but they didn't. There's Paige.
Oh, trying to weave through traffic, go towards the center here, Trent. And a little nice perimeter game being played, trying to get down here on the sides. Jordan Land. And it's going to be spilled out of play. And, of course, you can't take that one home with you, Trent. Not a souvenir ball.
No.
They're going to need that back. So I have it thrown for the reckoning. Of course, Layla Thompson. Talk about some good collegiate athletes as well. UNF.
Yep.
Freshman season over there in Jacksonville as well. Of course, Childs High School. Oh, good rip
Schildkraut.
on net. Schildkraut with a nice take there, Trent. So first shot goes to your reckoning.
Yeah, man, she's gross. She's got a career that she started up with the New York and New Jersey Gotham Reserves. She's actually graduated from Rutgers, so, I mean, just a really, really good player pedigree. I don't know if she's still with the Gotham Reserves or not, but obviously isn't new to this pre-professional or professional soccer realm.
And they don't have any extra soccer balls ready to
no.
go. So the goalie's got to go back all the way and chase this one down to the back barrier, Trent.
That's like my days out there playing some adult league.
There you go.
Only got one ball.
Hey, I'm all about creating a hostile environment for the visitors. Not typically what you think when that comes into the realm.
Sure.
As the crowd starts going into, I expect them to get a little more boisterous. But, hey, Trent, 3rd minute of action, you know, why not?
You got Mr. Thompson's number? I just saw him down there. Maybe we can unlock that gate.
I do. Yeah, just sailed over there, but a nice rip here for the reckoning. We're back with them play here. 4th minute of action here from the south side. Spilled out to the perimeter. Reckoning once again. Churchill, as we thought, is going to be the target here. Anyone familiar with the women's game here the last 5 or so years knows exactly who Paige Churchill is. This one's going to be a little back and forth here. Nice little bit of physical play going down on the near side. Oh, a little step over.
Jordan Lang.
All right. Well done.
Jordan Land.
So a little back and forth and a lot of nerves this first game, Trent. Of course, just getting back with your new teammates. And, you know, that first game always going to get you a little more fired up. So we're trying to settle in, see what we got. At least reckoning with a little shot off here, but it'll be interesting to see how this one develops as these teams find their footing. But at least as far as the early advantage, it looks like Tallahassee seems to be a little more composed and in control here in the early going.
Yeah, doing pretty well possessing the ball. Like Autumn Woodard, she's deployed as a winger in this 4-3-3, but she's been dropping back and looking for Paige a lot. So not really trying to advance the ball, but trying to maybe do a give and go, a 1-2 down there and really create some space down the sideline.
Yeah, Land has been busy down here. Of course, she's got the red cleats on. Showed Kraut with a nice little deflection there, a little long ball. So it seems we've seen a couple of sends from Brooke House, some out of just clearance, but a couple on purpose, Trent. So it looks like Brooke House is going to play a little direct and try to go over the top, see if they can't catch the reckoning napping here this evening. Seems to be the early angle here as it gets spilled out to the perimeter there. Tried to send through, looking to fire one down the line. And it looks like it'll be over the end here for Another goal kick. This one will stay within the boundaries of the stadium, which I'm sure the Brooke House keeper will be excited about.
I like that ball down line. Unfortunately, just a little bit of miscommunication. Now, hopefully, just after a couple of games, we'll start learning each other's tendencies a little bit more, but still a really good idea. I like that from Woodard.
Absolutely. Of course, Woodard and Churchill trying to link up here, Trent. Of course, Louisiana Tech alum is Woodard. And then you have Churchill, like we said, freshman year from Flagler. Of course, very successful. Tried to go through over the top. Once again, looking here near side. Physical battle, looking for land. And now chasing back. Here comes the opportunity for Brooke House. Some solid defending out of the back for the Reckoning here. Able to spill it out to Thompson. Nice little hesitation move. But good pressure by Brooke House. They ripped this one off. But Thompson has great reach. And if you're familiar at all with her child's career, that is something she did for quite some times for the Timberwolves up on Tallahassee's north side, Trent.
And she's probably gearing ready to go, man. I've looked through her UNF stats as a freshman. She didn't get to play a whole lot, so she's probably just trying to come out here and show what she has, I mean, if, like you said, if you're familiar in the area, then but, she's got a whole new team and teammates and coaching staff to prove over here.
Absolutely. So it'll be fun to see some of her rivals coming through high school and some other players which she has gone against collegiately as well on the other sideline. But, yeah, an opportunity. Get some improvements here, play some good ball, which we are hoping is going to be a really stellar team here in the Reckoning. So it'll be fun to watch. Good step two by Land. Pressure from the back. How about fighting it off? Great Efferson by Coriel. Able to shield that one. And I love the aggressiveness for the Reckoning, especially here in the midfield percentage. Trent, definitely the aggressor, trying to take control here in the middle of the park.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said earlier, Brookhouse is playing some of those balls over top, but we're trying to establish this possession and walk it down the field, whether that be, getting some throws or some corners in the the attacking third. We're trying to keep the ball and not just, send it over top and 50-50 possession.
So here we go. Woodard going to go out to the perimeter. She's going to see if she can stretch the field a little bit, try a little left-footed service, but wins a throw-in in a great position here for the Reckoning. And they're going to push numbers up. All 10 field players within 45 yards of the goal here, Trent. Big throw from Woodard's going to bounce inside the 6-yard box. And the keeper up to the task here for Brookhouse. And they will go ahead and dispel that one. It's a Rincon in net for the visitors from the Maitland area. Long ball threaded through here after controlled by the Reckoning. Reynolds spills it out. Once again, Woodard. Front line's been busy here for the Reckoning. And that one is out of play. Going to be Brookhouse throw. So, Trent, how do you think, or what are your thoughts of the early action? Brookhouse getting the ball, but not for very long.
I mean, I like that as a game plan from the Reckoning's perspective. I mean, you obviously want them to have the ball as little as possible, and I think they've done an incredible job. They fought for the ball in the midfield. They're playing balls downfield on the attack. So, I mean, from a, it's not even 10 minutes. From a 9-minute perspective, I think that they've definitely been the aggressors and the winners of the game so far. Certainly winning possession massively.
Long way to go. Yeah, we're about 10% of the way there. As Thompson will drop this one back off, and they'll swing it around. Linville with some touches, looking for Land over here on the near side.
Oh.
He's tried to slip through. There's Churchill once again. Oh, look at the pressure. Loving the press. Woodard and Churchill, the left and center forward coming in. Some more pressure here from the Reckoning, but it's going to be spilled out for now by Brookhouse. This is an opportunity to counter, though, if they have it. Great hold-up play in the middle of the park by Reynolds. Well done. Great work by 17 Reynolds there. Thread through. What a ball from Woodard. It's Churchill one-on-one. Top of the box. Gets around the keeper, Rincon. Can she put it? Rincon recovers. Shot near post. Rincon up to the task. First one on target here for the Reckoning.
Man, that gave me chills. That was so exciting. Paige wanted to put that in as the first goal in Reckoning history. I mean, just a great ball, great win of the ball, I guess, in the midfield that started that attack there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fantastic play in the center of the park, though. Got to give credit to who started that was Reynolds. Reynolds got the lime green cleats on. She's my early nominee for best boots of the day here, Trent. Fantastic play in the middle of the park. She's fallen in and kind of completing this shell here, Trent. You see the back four, and then she's really filling in the center of the park, going with a little more of a defensive positioning here in the midfield.
And she's able to hold that position and allow all of these other girls to go push forward and really dominate possession in the midfield and in the attack.
There you go. Nice touch and scoop from Lily Dennis.
She's doing all the dirty work, not getting any of the credit.
There you go.
But we see it. We'll shout you out.
Yep. Spilled out a play here over on the near side. So Thompson waiting for a game-approved ball. So you've got the select differential. You can see the different colorations of the game ball and the practice ball. So they're keeping those game balls really nice. And there's a whole bevy of practice balls here near side. Big slide coming here on Thompson. Reckoning able to recover well. Wow. Linville in perfect position. Another slide and a meaty challenge down here on the near side, about 50 yards from goal. And then it looks like Caitlin Linville goes down here, Trent. And she's going to remain down here on the near side. She'll look to get some medical attention.
Hate that for her because she's been playing extremely well so far tonight. I mean, on that play she got hurt as the center back, she got it and she was looking to go, man. She was going to pick somebody out.
Yeah, we talk about kind of the Tallahassee player pool from South Georgia, from North Florida. She's one of the Georgia side from Middle Georgia State University, Trent. Good in some early action here. That right
Went to high
center
school.
defender, sorry.
Went to high school out in Crawfordville.
There you go.
So not too far away.
Absolutely. She's helped off, and she's not putting any pressure. Well, now she's getting a couple steps in here on that left leg. So it looks like they'll play with 10 for now, Trent.
Well, that's good because hopefully they think that she's got a shot of coming back in or they would have subbed somebody on immediately, right?
Yes.
Or do you think they just didn't have anybody warmed up, which is also very possible since it is very early?
Well, you got to give it a couple minutes, see how severe it is. So in the short term, Brooke House with a little bit of a power play. So we'll see who's going to cheat back. Oh, dangerous ball over the top, but aggressive play by Dennis in position. And great for her to be in the right spot.
Ball played out wide. Great step.
Centering ball picked out fantastically at the left center defender, Tollefson, with a strong left foot. Oh, good track back. Woodard's had a fantastic work rate today. Great challenge in the middle. She's all the way back.
I love that.
12 yards from goal. Your left attacking player, Trent. How about it?
I love that because she realizes, okay, we're a woman down right now. They've got the numbers. I got to come back and help out. And thank God she did because she ended up being the last defender there and just clears the ball. But great IQ, great awareness there to just see it out, let the defense come back and reset.
And this is not a good side. It looks like we have a substitution pending for the injured Linville. She went down underneath, and it looks like Griffin is going to come in. Of course, she's got some nice lime green cleats as well. Of course, wearing number 28. So we can go ahead and wipe that off, Trent. We had it up for a moment, Reckoning playing with 10, but back to full strength here in 11. Or sorry, still with Griffin on the sideline.
Soon come.
Thought they were going to bring her in,
Me
but
too.
a little bit of a hold-up.
Hold up.
This one gets played back through, cycled around. Here, Tollefson, back to Dennis, going wide all the way around the horn to Thompson. Nice little bit of hesitation, playing it centrally. Nice shield here by Reynolds. She's been under duress all game. Here for the Reckoning, long ball over the top, looking for Churchill, trying to turn a little over her head. And it'll be back in the possession of Brooke House. So a little bit of spell in the attack in third. Tried to find a through ball. Thompson in the area, and Dennis will scoop it up. So we go 16th minute of action. Reckoning playing with 10 at the moment. Of course, Caitlin Linville down with an injury a couple minutes ago.
But, you know, if we didn't know that they were down to 10, they're not really playing like it. I mean, Brookhouse wasn't able to really have too many substantial chances there in those few minutes when Linville was off.
So back to full strength. So here we go. Looks like Griffin will be into the mix. So unfortunately, it looks like Linville's debut is finished after about 13 minutes here as we're about to get into minute 17. And it looks like it's a clean substitution as they try to go over the top, looking for Churchill. Scooped up by Rincon of Brookhouse.
That's just a numbers game, playing those balls up to Paige, right? Eventually, she's going to come down with one of them.
Absolutely. Big-time striker. Super dangerous. And, of course, you know, when you have the professional teams, everybody coming from all over the area, you got to get that chemistry going. And sometimes you only get one or two practices before you hit the field. You're like, all right, ladies, you got this, right? Great read by Thompson. Didn't bite on the old okey doke there, Trent. Play back to the feet of Dennis as she looks to cycle this around, send it to the top. Skilled crowd, Thompson. Nice pursuit here defensively. As Brookhouse will have to retreat back to the back line. Now threading it through here on the near side. Brookhouse centering ball. One of their best looking possessions here, but Dennis is up to the task. And Natasha Bailey over here on this left side has been putting in work here last 5 or so minutes, getting a lot of good looks here for Brookhouse. Woodard will swing it back here defensively. Here's a new substitute, Griffin, with some touches. Tried to spill it out wide to land. Griffin with the header will land to Brookhouse for now. But look at the collapse from the Reckoning. Absolutely nowhere to go. 3 pink jerseys instantly on top of Morgan Bean here for Brookhouse.
It's absolutely suffocating her and ends up leading to a touch out of bounds and a Reckoning throw.
Of course, they'll try to get it going here as we are in the late 18th minute here from Gene Cox Stadium. Tried to poke free and dispossess, but Brookhouse on top of it, pressing forward. Briar Drayton, left-footed shot, spilled just wide. Looks like Dennis just did get a touch to it. And that one was dangerous. Looking in the area of that back post, and it looks like Brookhouse is starting to get a little momentum here, Trent. Oh, goes short on the corner, near post. Dispelled here by TSC successfully, and on up to the front line as Woodard retreats back into the defending third to try to scoop this one.
Great stuff from Woodard. Great ball.
Oh,
there it is.
It gets through. Churchill one-on-one with Rincon. And she's able to handle it here successfully back to the back line, but the trouble is not off here. The Reckoning making them work for it. Going to swing it around the back line. Here comes some advancing play here from Land. Brookhouse looks like they break containment, so they have some good numbers coming here from the near side. Tried to thread it through over the top here for Bean again. Captain for Brookhouse, and offside just on the fringe of the attacking third, about 35 yards from goal.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. They are establishing a little bit of momentum coming down this left-hand side here, so hopefully nothing too crazy. But, you know, I'm kind of thankful that the Reckoning are able to go ahead and get tested a little bit, see what they're made of.
Absolutely. Of course, you got Thompson, the new substitute Griffin. Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with the Rincon. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning? Minute number 20. First ever franchise goal here in conference play. And the Reckoning with the advantage. Tallahassee. It's a goal for the Reckoning. Change is on the way, Trent. The Reckoning are here. And history is now being made. Paige Churchill, the pride of Lincoln and Flagler, puts one in the back of the net, 20th minute. And who else, Trent, is going to put it in?
Who else is going to put it in? Who else is also going to set that up? What an incredible ball from Layla. I mean, that was just pinpoint accuracy and great run from Paige, don't get me wrong, but she saw the window and just threaded the needle, and then Paige is one-on-one with the goalie. That's just incredible, and it's how funny, because you're telling me earlier in the week the two biggest dogs we got.
There you go.
Or two of the biggest dogs, I should say, Layla Thompson and Paige, and they're part of the first goal of the Reckoning history. Incredible stuff, man.
Absolutely. Big dogs are hungry, Trent. If you can't run with them, you better stay on the porch. I'll tell you that.
Appetite, buddy.
Thompson to Churchill. We've seen it in a couple All-Star games, that connection, Trent. So that is fun to see. Former Timberwolf, former Lincoln Trojan, and the Reckoning with first ever franchise goal here, courtesy of Paige Churchill. So let's see. Reckoning can keep the pressure on here. As Woodard done some great work. Tried to serve it through. Once again, going to test that Brooke House back line, and it's going to be spilled out of play here. Bachman clears it for the visitors from Maitland. So, of course, as it stands, Trent, if we were to throw a live table together, this would send the Reckoning top of the conference. Look out. Top of the division. My mistake.
How crazy is that?
Because we came into a tight race going on early this season. We have currently an 8-way, well, outside of the live table, since this one isn't final, we have an 8-way tie for first right now here in the Southeastern Division of the Southern Conference here in the USLW. Throwing for Brooke House, and they're pinned deep here. A little bit of a compact formation. Reckoning putting the pressure on Brooke House. Trying to get out of trouble with the dribble. Thompson tracking back. This one gets through to Bean. It's going to be Bean and Thompson drifting towards the sideline. Left-footed half chance there for Brookhouse. And it'll be out over the back. Dennis won't be troubled there.
That was kind of a hope and a prayer. She knew Layla was tracking her down, and there's no way she was going to be able to cut that ball back because it would have been Layla's in a heartbeat.
And this seems to be a little strength against strength. Yeah. Is here. Brookhouse seems very intent on feeding Bean here on the left-hand side. And Thompson's like, come get some, see what happens. So it's been a good battle. We've seen each with a couple wins here. Obviously, selfishly, we're hoping that Thompson prevails, you know, over and over and over and over again. So far here is this one. Woodard's going to have a nice little advancing spell over on the far side into the attacking third. Churchill late on the party was going to be on the far side land. And this one gets eaten up here by the Brookhouse defense.
Yeah, they shut that run down from Paige. She was looking to play it through, and the window never really opened up there. So Autumn says, the heck with it. I'll just go ahead and rip it from 20 yards out.
Make him defend. Make him defend. Throw in, off and rolling here. It's going to be Reynolds in defense. Long ball over the top, headed back by Griffin. A little bit of a hair-raising situation. A lot of side spin on that one. This is going to come back to the keeper. Skilled crowd able to get a flick forward here, but will be recovered by Brookhouse. Going to ground, but great recovery here. Land getting a foot onto it. Great tag team defense. That's why you got 11 out there, Trent, not just one-on-one.
Exactly, and I think that's been one of my favorite things to watch is, you know, we talked early in the game, the pregame, about how this team was going to mesh and gel. Step out.
Speaking of gel, over the top here, as a slippery Churchill tries to get around her defender, but he's dispelled here by Brookhouse. Over the top, Thompson, good win. Over here on the near side, and there's that battle again, Bean and Thompson. Trying to thread through traffic. Great step by Reynolds. Fantastic. First 25% of the game here for Reynolds. Giving chase as Brookhouse tries to spell it around here with some possession. Yes. Trying to thread it through Reynolds once again, Trent.
Dude, that midfield is mean. Talk about Reynolds, Schildkraut. Who else is the other one on the far side?
Over here on the left, or are you talking about the right? You have Coriel over here on the wing. Yeah, 37. Absolutely. And that's the thing. Sometimes I feel like when you run a 4-4-3, you kind of get stagnated sometimes, and you can kind of fall into that. As we have a
Is that Caitlin Lindbergh?
substitution
No.
coming here. That's Kendall Sadberry, number 3, coming in
Now I know for a record.
to the
Schildkraut?
spell of play.
Yep.
And yeah, Schildkraut's going to take a seat.
And, you know, I kind of like that. I like that we're going to see substitutions early and often tonight, it seems like, you know. But this is a whole new team. We're all trying to figure out who's who. We know who Paige is.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know you have the entire roster yet here, Trent, so this is going to grow. How about this little attacking spell from Land? Right-footed effort's going to hit the crossbar of the football goal.
Oh, man.
And they say it's
All the fans think it's good.
offside anyways. Not going to count that one,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Style points for Autumn. She was ready.
Yeah, ready to be rock and
If
rolling.
that's off the crossbar, that's a goal.
I like that switch of play, though.
So it looks like Autumn is our forward now. And it looks like Paige has kind of dropped back into that number 10 role.
Right, yeah, kind of switch up with the positions here as we kind of cycle around. It looks like Paige is going to fall into that kind of center mid.
Almost like a 4-5-1.
Just want to kind of slide around. Some heavy hesitation here. Altabine by way of Drayton. And I had to double check because I thought, for those soccer fans from the area, I thought that was Patrice Drayton, of course, the former Rickers Raider,
Oof.
who her and Paige were on an absolutely frenetic pace. Both of them were in the plus 40 goal
Holy cow.
scored their senior year. Paige at Lincoln, B over at Rickards. That was one of the most insane Big Bend Player of the Year races I've seen in quite some time, Trent.
You remember who came out on top?
I do. Of course, it's number 7 in the center of the park. 2023. Or the 2022-23 season, to be clear. This one's going to be slipped through, and it will be
Oh,
blasted out of here.
I'll be honest. I thought that went off Abby's arm, but I'll gladly take that free kick.
Keep it on rolling.
And shout out Abby Griffin. I mean, only 15 years old, coming out of Childs High School.
Look out.
Filling right in like she's been here her whole life. So, love that.
Ready to go. And that's the
Girl up.
beautiful initiative of the academy here, Trent,
Yep.
is getting them in and then going through the reserve team, then coming through the pre-professional team, and it's feeding the beast. Physicality
Ooh.
from Bookhouse. Thompson, nice shield there. And, yeah, there have been some bumps down there on the near sideline, and I think the ref was letting a couple go, but that's the old straw
Sure.
there,
It's
as
been,
it were.
it's been a good back and forth so far, and hey,
Mhm.
man, we're still early, about a third of the way through the game, so I'm sure we'll see plenty more of that as the night goes on.
Absolutely. And that's going to be, I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. It's going to be Drayton and Bean over here on this left side, and it's going to be Layla Thompson on defense. They're going to isolate her. This one's going to go through to the back post.
Ooh.
Dennis. Fingertips, but a very dangerous ball. Would have been offsides anyways here for Brookhouse, but woo, a little bit of a hair-raising situation.
Scary little chance there.
Reckoning still hanging on to that 1-goal lead. Minute 29 here from Gene Cox Stadium. Andrew Jupe, Trenton Young, James Ward bringing you the action here tonight on the first ever game for the Tallahassee women's side here. The reckoning is upon us here. So welcome to Reckoning Live here on the Reckoning YouTube channel.
Get wrecked.
So shout out to everybody kind of jumping in here the chat. We see some cheers. We hear some excitement. Bobby Lolly says, game day, we're here.
And how about this crowd, Jupe? We talked about a few more trickling in, and they sure did.
Absolutely. Great little possession there. Flick back to Griffin. Reynolds getting the money's worth here tonight. Talk about work rate. You know, for those of you following the Reckoning on Instagram, of course, they have the training sessions, right? Reynolds definitely kind of leading that work rate here tonight. And if you don't follow him, you should be. DLH Reckoning. RECKONING. Across all social media platforms. Of course, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube are going to be the hottest ones these days. Trent? That's where you can find all the announcements. Of course, season tickets, all that good stuff. All the promotional materials that you would need and want to stay updated with here with your Tallahassee Reckoning. This one's going to be
Oh,
swung
yeah.
back. Great little pullback there by Griffin to reset, space things out. You're rooting for that one, Trent.
Dude, yeah, I like Abby. She's cool, man. I mean, anyone that's able to come in mid-game like that, when you've got your mind prepared that you're going to be a substitute, but that's the thing, you got to always stay ready, right? And she just came in and just has not missed a beat, and so her and old Reynolds there in the midfield, they're teammates at Childs. I might have to sneak out to a Childs game and root them on later this year.
There you go. Of course, Sadberry over on that far side, trying to look up with Woodard, trying to get some touches over on that front line. So far here for the Reckoning. As like we talked about here, we had a formational shift. It looks like Woodard's gone kind of more that center attacking role. Oh, this one gets through here. Sadberry puts it on her left foot, near post. Had it. So you get into the substitution, shake off the dust, put one in the back of the net, Trent, just like that, 2-0 Reckoning.
That's a brilliant sub because you go ahead and you put a player on who's left foot dominant, and she gets the space and time out there and is just able to rip it with her dominant foot. Lets it travel on to that left foot. Has it near post. Rule number one of goalkeeping, man, you got to block off near post. And she's able to find a crease, and boom. There it is, 2-0, man.
There you go. Sometimes you can't cover it all
Sure.
when the left-footed striker's getting ready to punish the net, Trent. And it's good for another Reckoning goal! 32nd minute. Doubling the delight for those here in the capital city of the Sunshine State. And the Reckoning, I'd say the Reckoning is off to a good start for those on the good side. And if you're coming from Central Florida, not as much of a hot start right now, Trent. So live table, this would take the Reckoning to the top, Trent. As it stands, still quite some time to go. 60 minutes plus here of action still to be played. Over an hour.
And now that would be on top with goal differential. Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just making sure.
Get the full 3
So
plus 2 goal differential.
We need to get 2, 3, 4 more in there, man.
That's what I'm saying. Get up there, touchdown, 7-0. This one going for the back post. Not going to trouble Dennis, though. And it's Drayton. So I think Drayton's over at Rollins College, which is down in kind of that northern Orlando in the winters. Winter Park, Winter Haven,
Maitland.
Right. They're all kind of in that conversation is Rollins. And I know they're kind of in the mix there. Got to be related to Beatrice. I got to find that out, Trent. Before Sunday, the Reckoning play next, by the way. They'll be back here at the Gene on Sunday, so make sure you get those tickets and or make sure you're tuning in for those out of town. So, Farmer Jim, Bobby Liley, JP Arnold, those people in the chat, we'll see you hopefully back to what we have going on here Sunday. This one tries to go over the top here, one back by the Reckoning. As Drayton pulls it back, and we'll drop it off here to the defense. It's going to be Turner for Brookhouse. Over the top, Dennis is going to give chase. And no danger. What do you think of Dennis so far here today, Trent?
It's tough to say, man, because there have been just not that many opportunities. I think when she's been tested, she's been prepared and she's been ready, but there hasn't been a real scary, dangerous shot on goal that she's actually had to, really fight to keep out of the net. So it's tough to say because there hasn't been that much adversity that she's faced. But, clean sheet almost through the first half. So I think that speaks for itself.
There you go. Credit to the 10 up in front of her.
I was also going to say that it also speaks to everyone else in front of her, but yes.
Played out wide. Here's that matchup again. Bean on Thompson. 1v1 outside the box. Left-footed shot. Tries to pull a little Kendall Sadberry. Sneaking in left-footed near post, but unsuccessful. Go out for a Reckoning goal kick. But yeah, like even against the run of play or back when everything's not really in her area, Dennis involved. You can see active. And when she is called upon, very quick to react, no hesitation, which personally, Trent, I love in a goalkeeper. Go get it, take care of business.
You can't hesitate at that position.
Spilled out to Bean here on the perimeter. Thompson once again on her. It's been a matchup we've seen all night, and it's not going to stop anytime soon as we're about 33% of the way home here from the Gene. Woodard putting in a physical challenge here, and it pays off. Got a 4-on-4. If the Reckoning can run it, thread it through. There's Churchill coming out of the midfield. Shot on target, and offside flag is up here on the near side.
I don't know about that one.
Woo!
That was marginal at best.
We'll have to keep an eye on that one. I want to watch that back to see where that is. But how about the combination play? You have the communication. Woodard coming back, winning the ball. They say, hey, let's go. Churchill blasts out of the midfield, goes right down Main Street. Instant goal scoring opportunity for the Reckoning. You can see it doesn't matter where they are. They're working, they're attacking, and they are aggressive, Trent.
Well, I think that's just incredible coaching because Woodard's obviously playing these great balls to Paige, so it's like, all right, well, let's just put her right in front or behind Paige. They're kind of, interchanging. There isn't really a defined role between the two at this point. And then you got Kendall, who's just one of the youngest players on the whole team and just gets the second goal.
How about the chase by Woodard, putting some pressure on the back line. It's going to go back to Rincon. Oh, and they're going to call a foul over here back just outside the 18-yard box here on the defender, Turner, as she takes a tumble to the turf. But how about the chase? Woodard turn on the Jets here, Trent.
Dude, she's not afraid of any adversity. She's going to go fight for every single ball that comes within 5-10 yards of her, and then she's going to pick her head up and she's going to look to see who's open. And as an attacking player, I don't know what else you'd want.
I mean, yeah, getting ready for liftoff, Trent, here, but Gene Cox Stadium is not FAA approved for takeoff, Trent. So you can't even fly a drone around here without violating policy. So close to the airport and the Capitol and all that good stuff. Nice little turn from Churchill back to Reynolds. Nice little swing of possession about here near side. Overlap and run here for Thompson. Almost slides through. They say Brookhouse throw. They're looking to go quick, and the referee says not so fast.
Yeah, I was hoping Layla would argue that a little bit more and at least hold it up and let the team get back. Oh, I guess it is going to still be their throw. I guess they just a little too far up. Forgive me.
This one's going to be thrown in here for Brookhouse. One back instantly. Great pressure by the Reckoning. Once again, 2 pink jerseys. The moment that a blue kit is touching the ball, try to go over the top, looking for Bean on the long ball, but a little too much mustard. Be out for a throw here near side for your Reckoning. So creeping up on that corridor, Trent, that kind of 10-minute corridor before stoppage time, we should have a pretty good amount, given the 2 goals and the injury here, maybe 4 or 5 minutes on the table. This one's going to be spelled away. Out of danger here by Thompson. Brookhouse throw on the near side.
You think the Reckoning can get one more in before the half?
Absolutely. I think they get 2 more if they want, Trent.
Whoa, you're crazy.
This one's going to be 1 back.
I agree with you, though.
Over the top, Dennis. Little decision, but great communication with the left center back, Tollefson. Tollefson, also some good play. Middle of the park. Good turn here by Thompson. Getting a little assist. Here's Griffin back to Thompson and sorted out of danger and let Dennis get a couple touches. On over the top here. Looking to control. Here, once again, Drayton and Bean going to be the provocateurs. Here, once again, for Brookhouse. Trying to take on Thompson. Drayton puts it inside the box. Danger time. Great step by Tollefson. But it will spill out for Brookhouse corner.
Yeah, really good recovery from Tollefson to drop back and prevent that shot from getting from going at the goal at the goaltender.
So it'll be corner kick here. The near side. It's sent on the way. Right-footed in-swinger. About a yard outside of the corner of the 6-yard box. Oh, what a save over there on the far side. to keep it in play.
Wow.
Turns into a reckoning throw-in. I believe that's
yeah.
Sadberry.
It sure was.
What an absolutely sprawling effort by Sadberry. Scoop it off the far side, keep it in play, eventually hitting off of a Brookhouse player. And the new substitute with a goal. And then some here. Sadberry putting together a little highlight reel. Didn't start the game, Trent.
Didn't need to.
Yeah. This one's going to be corralled by Dennis. Surveys the field here as we go. 40-plus minute of action here from Gene Gog Stadium. There's Sadberry again. Tried to flick on with the outside of the right.
wow.
Nice little overlapping run. Great combination play with Churchill. Trying to stage off her defender. That's Bachman giving her trouble. Coming back centrally. Try to hit outside. Try to get it to land on the perimeter. Back into the middle of the box. Woodard's onside. Left-footed efforts deflected. Rincon full stretch. Had to do it.
Wow.
The only way they could keep it out of the back of the net. Woodard almost had one. Almost 3 for the reckoning.
That's why they call it the beautiful game, Andrew Jupe.
Woo!
That sure was pretty.
Absolutely. So laid it off here. Small touch out of the back. Thompson all over that one. Aggressive take here as Bailey coming into the mix. Good step there by the defense. Griffin on the scene. Handles it well. Now onto the attacking side. Churchill play it back to the defense. Back to Griffin. Out to Tollefson. And the center backs. Oh, great little hesitation there by Tollefson. Advancing it through the midfield here on the ground. And the long ball from Churchill. And it looks like Bailey takes a shot to the head. Reckoning going to play on. Making one person miss. Reynolds in control. And it'll be one back by Brookhouse. A little joust here about 35 yards from goal. And a counter-attacking opportunity. Numbers up for Brookhouse. Haven't had many chances in open play, but this is one. Spilled out to Bailey over here on the near side. Drayton in the middle, among others here for Brookhouse. Outside the box shot. Oh, Dennis. Full stretch. Woo. Only goes up with one hand to maximize the height. Rips it out of the sky, and that is a goal-saving effort by Lily Dennis.
Huge save. That was the one that we were talking about earlier. She finally got it, and I don't know, Jip, you think she was prepared? You think she was ready?
Oh, yeah. Doing the FSU women's club team proud here, Trent.
There we go.
Full stretch save by Dennis. We're in smelling distance here at halftime, Trent. Like we said, could see 4 or 5 minutes here at the break added time with the injury to Linville.
I'm thinking more like 3 personally.
2 goals as well. Woodard
You got a good point there.
shielding off her defender. Does well in traffic. Back to Thompson. Back to Griffin. Good support here. Good formational rotation. Tollefson after a touch there by Coriel. Tollefson service on the ground. Out to the left side. Tried to spill through traffic here into Churchill. Overlapping run. There's Sadberry again. Pressure on the perimeter. Both players fall to the turf. Physical challenge there for Brookhouse. That'll be a free kick. Great positioning here for the reckoning.
Great physicality there from Kendall down the side. Didn't give up on that play at all when she could have, and ends up getting a free kick right outside the box. And this might be that last goal-scoring chance of the half. But at least we have it, right?
There you go. Bachman, some physical defense over on the right-hand side for Brookhouse. And here comes some service. It looks like Reynolds will give it a rip. It's outside the football field, but it's only about 12, 13 yards off the goal line, but is way outside of the width of the 18 box. 1, 2, 3, 4 reckoning players in the box on the back post. Oh, going direct as Reynolds tried to find the upper 90 on the back post, about 2 feet too tall. And it hits the crossbar of the football upright. The big yellow one is going to be out of play today, Trent.
Unfortunately, but
Yep.
great effort. We had 3 players on the back post. I saw it was Autumn, Page, and I couldn't make out who the third one was, but I just love that. Great look.
Good win. Woodard chests it down. Oh, and the rip from 25.
Just a volley.
Good little control there from Woodard. Why not?
Sure.
Make sure Rincon's paying attention. Little lean back from Woodard, so it'll go over, topping out a play. So it'll be a goal kick here for the visitors. Going long ball, won well by Thompson. Great shield by Churchill. Of course, has Sadberry over on the far side. Turning back into play. Gives it off to Coryell. On back to the defensive line. Here's Tollefson, who's been very confident on the ball here tonight. Little push out of the back. It's going to be a free kick here for the Reckoning. Of course, outside of the attacking third.
Little extension there with the arm.
So it'll be Reynolds over top of it. 47 yards from goal. Looks like Brookhouse is holding the 18 for the offside line. 5 Reckoning players towing that line right now. Reynolds with a rip.
You're kidding.
Off the football upright. Man, Reynolds has got the greenest light in the game out here, Trent. That's 2 nasty ones that are about 18 inches off from being something very dangerous.
If that. Dude, that was from what?
47.
40? Okay.
47 yards out.
Incredible. So that's the third one that we've had hit the post tonight.
Oh, Sadberry taken down, no call. And Brookhouse trying to launch a counterattack as we are into stoppage time. No indication from
she's
the
on.
assistant referee. Here's Woodard. Flag stays down. Trying to shield her defender. Tries to go back post. It's deflected. And out of danger here for Brookhouse. Reynolds now giving chase. Drayton with a little collision. And they're going to be spilled out here by the visitors. And now Land with an attacking play here. Tried to get it into Woodard. Tried to backheel it. May have a case for handball in the box. And it looks like it was the head. Okay. We had the delayed feed here on the YouTube broadcast. It looks clean. Looks like it hit the defender on the head. I believe it was Bachman with the nice clearance there for the visitors.
It was close.
So it's going to be a right-footed outswinger here from the corner. Nice delivery on the back post, but goes and hits the ground on that backside. Brookhouse now gaining possession. It's a 2-on-3 if they can run from it. Thompson giving pursuit. And look at the stride and clear by Thompson.
But who else?
Fantastic play. And
What a
so
half.
we played almost 4 minutes of stoppage time, and that will take us to the break.
Brookhouse 0.
Reckoning with the 2-goal advantage. Thanks to the early one from Churchill, 20th minute. And the second one here from Sadberry in minute 32. For a 2-0 advantage. The Reckoning and Coach Wilson's squad looking sharp, aggressive, and precise. All areas of the field, Trent.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find an area where they weren't doing well or doing what they've been practicing, it seems like. It seems like they've already got that cohesion, and they're already starting to gel. I mean, I don't know how many practices they've had prior to this, Juke, but you can tell that they clearly know what each other are made of, what their coach wants from them. And I just think that they've meshed very, very well through one half. And, 2-0 kind of doesn't really tell the tale of the tape, if I'm being honest with you. It really could be 4 or 5-0 very, very easily. So I'm definitely expecting a few more goals in the second half, and hopefully we can keep that clean sheet alive, man.
Hey-o. You got that right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Trent, any other kind of commentary on this first half, or should we give the people a break to jump on out and do what they may here as we have a little break in the action?
Yeah, let's bounce out for a sec, and then we can come back in a few minutes and give a little more perspective.
Absolutely. So here we go. Step out for a break. Reckoning up 2-0. Sadberry and Churchill finding the back of the net in the first half. We're going to jump out for a quick break. About 15 minutes. Well, now about 13 we'll be ready to rock and roll Andrew Duke, Trenton Young, James Ward bringing you the action here from Gene Cox Stadium. Reckoning, feeling good in the first half. And welcome back here to Reckoning Live. Of course, as you know, if you're watching this, it's on the official TLH Reckoning YouTube. So feel free to hit that subscribe, like button, hit the notifications. You know, we got another game on Sunday, down here at the Gene. Another conference game upon us here for the Reckoning, of course. But while we have some time at here, halftime, open up a little, take a peek behind the Reckoning curtain. We want to tell the stories a little bit and some of the things that are going on with some of the players. Trent, you had some observations from the first half, but of course, let's do a little bit of a deeper dive. Tell us about some of the roster that we have here for the Reckoning. Big local flavor paying off here this evening, but we've got players from all over. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, Jupe. So I'm over here looking at the roster, and I'm trying to find out what high school or college that Kendall Sadberry is, our number 2 ever, second ever goal scorer for the Reckoning. Kendall Sadberry is about to start high school. Kendall Sadberry is not even in high school. She was most recently at Deer Lake Middle and was just balling the heck out with her teammate Ella Smeltzer, who is also, I believe, is going to be on the reserve team. So hopefully we'll get a look at her in a few weeks whenever we get to see that reserve team, Jupe. But some of these other girls, just looking over the roster, Autumn Woodard, she went to USF and Gardner-Webb University, and I went back and looked at some of her stats. Her 2022-23 season, she had 21 games played and 12 games started, 6 goals and 7 assists for Gardner-Webb. So she's obviously been one of our best players, biggest contributors thus far. Charlotte Reynolds is another one of those youngins that's out at Childs. She's out there with Abby Griffin. So they're still at Childs. They've got 2-3 more years at Childs before they even can think about going off to college and what college they're going to select. So that's just crazy that they're out here in the starting lineup on the first game ever for the Reckoning. And so just really cool stuff there. Really big local flavor. There's a lot of girls that were either on the Childs team a year or two ago, like Paige, or they're still on that Childs team now. Same with Lincoln and a lot of other teams. But looking outside of just the Big Bend, the 850, Jessica Schildkraut, she did get subbed off, but we mentioned she went to the Rutgers University out of Montclair Kimberly High School and also played for the New York and New Jersey Gotham Reserves. We've also got Lita Frost, who hasn't made an appearance yet. She is coming out of Lincoln into Georgia Southwestern, so she hasn't started there yet. Hopefully we'll get to see her tonight. Jordan Lamb, we mentioned her earlier. She went the heck off at Webster. I've got some of her stats here.
Yeah.
And 21 games played. She had 21 games started, so she started every game that she played in, which is huge at the collegiate level. Had 13 goals and 2 assists in her senior season back in 2022 at Webster. So big stuff there from Jordan. And, I mean, you can just see that she's a natural goal scorer. She's looking to score. She's had a couple shots from outside the box tonight, so hopefully she'll get in the goal-scoring column here in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
We've also got McKenna Schwartzman. She was from Childs. She's at Thomas University now. She's 21.
Little South Georgia, North Florida flavor herself. Little Florida to Georgia line, Trent.
Yeah, we've got a few of those out at Thomas. Sasha Mander, she's from Dunstable, England. She's a forward. We haven't seen her yet tonight. Hopefully she'll be making an appearance. So we've got a few international players as well. We've got 3 that hail from Brazil. We've got Ana Guedes, Leticia Guimarães, and Eduarda Quiros. Now, if I mispronounce any of those, I apologize, but all 3 of them are from Brazil. They're also at the Lincoln Trail College. So hopefully we'll get to see some of them either later tonight or later on this season. So go ahead and switch sides here. About to start the second half, it appears.
Oh, yeah.
Brookhouse is going to get the ball to start the second half because your Reckoning got it to start the first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well done, Trent. Good to know as we get ready to rock and roll here, Trent. As we peer a little deeper into the Reckoning. And, Trent, you think this team's good now, man. It's only going to get better. And it's, as the reinforcements arrive, Trent, this is a good team. This is a deep team. And this is a team, just because they're new to the party, Trent, they're trying to crash the party. And I think the Reckoning is a choice name because they're trying to upset the established order. And the Reckoning is on the way, as it already is. 2-goal advantage, but you know what they say, Trent? The
Oof.
most dangerous lead.
It sure is. And we've seen it time and time again across every level of this game. So you can certainly never get too comfortable, but definitely not with a 2-goal cushion.
You know, Coach Wilson gave him a good halftime speech.
You think she's ever been up 2-0 at the half? You think she's ever lost after being up 2-0 at the half? I bet she has.
Maybe just 4-0, Trent. You give
Maybe.
it the success.
She's
and
a dog.
back
yeah.
in the heyday of UNC, you never know. They might not have had a close game when she was
Sure.
there. Although they did lose, they went 3 out of 4 when she was there. But I think it was 95 they got upset. So the one time in her collegiate career that they didn't punch through and get the natty. So just 75% national
Yeah.
championship ratio.
No
there.
big deal.
Early free kick going here in the 46th minute. Going to give us an early spell. 2-lady wall here for the Reckoning. I think it's Thompson and Reynolds in there. Their heels are just about on the 18-yard box, but we're going to be 28 yards from goal, just about the width of the 18-yard box. Shot on frame.
Ooh.
Dennis gets a deflection. It looks like it was going to hit that near post and or just inside that near post. That's a good take over there from the far side, Trent.
Yeah, it's just, we saw her get tested right before the end of the first half, and Brookhouse gets that free kick in dangerous territory, able to test her again here early in the second.
Centering ball headed up over the top. Was it touched
Nope.
by the visitors? It was. And so this will go back to the good squad. Here the Reckoning. Of course, shout out to the sponsors here, able to make this team happen. Capital City Chairs at Commerce, Wakulla United FC, the ROTC from Cairo High School. Of course, Kelby Mahan from Charles singing the national anthem. Women and Girls Soccer, WAGS, Grova Creative, Nickel Management, Astro Travel, Hummel, FSU Coach, Holy Comforter Episcopal School. Running a lot of practices up there.
Yeah, man, my little nephew plays out there.
Good little field.
It is. It's nice.
Different feel.
It is a little different.
Natural grass going into the turf. Consistent. But, man, does this turf get hot here in the summertime. Luckily, we have a beautiful Tallahassee evening. Low 70s, I think, Trent. As this one's cooling down as the sun's setting, we're definitely dipping into high 60s, it feels like.
We'll take it.
Have to break out my thermometer here, get a reading out here shortly. Over the top, little direct play, long ball looking for Woodard. And a tandem of defense for Brookhouse, but great pressure. They're spilled out of place. It's going to be a Reckoning throw-in over on the far side. And Thompson will take the throw. 2-0 advantage. If you're just joining us, welcome aboard. Reckoning live here on the official YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe. You're not going to want to miss any. We got the second half of this game, 5 more home games, and, you know, current projections as they are, Trent, may have another one. We start talking playoffs.
Easy
But
now.
long way to go.
Week 1, man.
Long way. Week 1 of the franchise.
But if they're to keep this pace up, I get it.
I did wait to the second half.
You
Trent.
did.
So, great pressure pursuit here. Griffin playing right center defensive back for substitute after Caitlin Linville was subbed off early in the first half.
Wishing her a speedy recovery. She was playing very well until she got pulled.
Of course, went down after a physical challenge over on the right side, and that'll be out for a TSC throw-in here on the, or excuse me, Reckoning throw-in here on the near side. But it looks like Linville did make it back to the bench here, Trent. So we do see the full status of substitutes here for the Reckoning, so that's great to see. But, yeah, it was putting not much pressure on that left leg. So, like you said, wishing her the best. Centering ball here by Bean. And be spilled up by Christopher. New substitute here for Brookhouse, number 10. 10 in blue coming in here. Good pursuit by Churchill. They say last touch by Brookhouse. Good win.
Yeah, and I like Paige dropping back and playing in the midfield a little bit for the second half. Able to have Autumn up top and play her the ball, and she's really been an anchor. It's really been hard to take her off the ball tonight. So, you get it to her, and she's been playing some incredible through balls all evening long.
Weird deflection is going to give Brookhouse a fortuitous spell of possession here, trying to weave through traffic. Great job of clearing that out. Drayton on the attack. Of course,
Wow.
Rollins College, good rip away.
No
Churchill,
way.
a gorgeous ball to Woodard. One-on-one with Rincon. Oh, the right foot. And we have a hold up here offside.
Yeah, I saw it early. I didn't want to burst your bubble, but that's all right. It didn't go in anyhow, so that would have felt worse, right?
Greatly weighted ball. Love the combination play. And really any of the front, and I'm putting Churchill in the front four, Trent. The front four has been so lethal tonight. It's been wild. A little step back here. Pressure. Look at Tolfson. Oh, looks like she's going to get rung up. A little bit of physical play here. I like the aggressiveness, though, but a very interesting free kick about 7 yards from the goal line, but way wide here. Outside, probably about 4 yards outside of the 18-yard box with Weiss here on the near side. Left-footed in-swinger. Watch out. Dennis, this one could be on frame, Trent. You got a lefty over here on the near side. This is a weird angle. Centering ball is going to go back post about 10 yards out. Skip off the top of the hair there by, I believe it was, of course, the usual suspect for Brookhouse, Bailey. Just off the top of her bun, but it'll be a throw-in out for the Reckoning. So Thompson will take it. A little give and go here with Reynolds. Threaded it through, kept in play well. Good physical battle there on the far side. I believe is that Nelson?
Yeah.
Number 19?
I think she might have got subbed on at the half, and we missed that.
Okay. Good for her. Come on in, Natalie
Yeah.
Nelson. Welcome. Welcome to the party. Oh! Going to ground was Dennis. Spilling it over the top of the goal was Miller for Brookhouse in a dangerous sequence, but Dennis does just enough to keep the goose egg up for the visitors. And there you go. You wanted a test on Dennis, Trent.
Well,
There you go.
I didn't necessarily want it. You asked me what I thought thus far, and I said there were limited opportunities.
That is true.
I never want the keeper to be tested.
Dennis up to the task, regardless. And they say out of play.
Good effort from Kendall. It was out, but she sold it very well.
Long throw in here. A little spill. Opportunity for Drayton. Centering ball going to the center of the park. A little bit of a hairy one to deal with, Trent.
And Brookhouse coming out the second half. I mean, I don't want to say they don't have anything to lose, but, they're down 2 goals, so they've got to get those back.
And Cruz a little send there. This one's spilled out of play over here on the near side. Last touch by Churchill. Brookhouse throw. So here's Cruz again, who just had that centering ball for Brookhouse. Throw in for her. Back to goal. It's Drayton trying to carve in some real estate. Threads it back to the back line for Brookhouse. Great pressure there. Spilled out. Bounces around. Some odd bounces. I believe it's Land gets a touch here. Excuse me, Schwartzman, 43. Threads it through. Here's a great little piece of possession. Tries to step over, come back centrally. Good little combination play. There's Nelson, the new substitute.
You saw who was looking back post, didn't you?
Yeah, man. Lurgan. And Trent, it's hard for me to kind of see this in a vacuum of all the Childs and Lincoln players playing together. It's odd. Odd here.
There are plenty of them.
Just a couple years ago, they had some battles down here. And then, of course, on the north side. And even after Lincoln gets the turf, it's being taken away here. But great to see local soccer on display here at a high level, as you can see.
Oh.
Threads it through. Reynolds. Charlotte Reynolds with a nice ball there. Almost gets through, but gets cut off. Here comes the second wave as they circle back. That's Nelson once again, who's getting some good minutes. Trent in the game for less than 10. A lot of impactful plays for Nelson so far.
Absolutely. And Natalie Nelson, one of those girls Lincoln. she's linking teammates with the girl Charlotte. So, like you said, we've got plenty of Childs players out here, but plenty of Lincoln ones as well. And
Just a couple. Couple either side.
what
We
we got
have a
going on over here?
Throw in. Oh, player down over on the far side there for Brookhouse.
She looked to be a little banged up after that last exchange about 40 seconds ago. So,
Of course, you have the captain over there, Bailey, giving chase. So, Trent, we talk about the live table, right? As we kind of go over things. You know, I get excited about it as we have the injured player down. So, we don't want to harp too much on the negative there, Trent. But start of the day, 8-way tie for first in the Southeastern Division. But your reckoning currently emerging up top right now would go top of the table. This is the first divisional game. It says conference. That's on me. Divisional match here in the Southeast. Of course, if they can hold on here, the initial game of the conference, as they have the player kind of walking back.
we got Woodard with the ball near side. She's got a big throw.
Yeah, strong throw from her. Could hit Churchill if
She's
she
looking that
wanted
way.
to. Gonna keep it short. Trying to thread it through traffic there. Sadberry, who's on a goal right now. Sadberry and Churchill. Currently
Oof.
the two. Play
Oof.
back. Brookhouse, an opportunity here. Dennis going to be up to the test. Look at Reynolds getting back with the pressure. Dennis in great position. But fantastic pressure by Charlotte Reynolds getting on the horse back in defense.
You got to think Natasha Bailey heard those footsteps. She's getting closed down from both her right and left, and then she's got Charlotte just barreling down on her. Yeah, she was going to get her. So she takes that shot a little early. And
Good ball by Sadberry. Woodard's going to have a chance at it. Rincon up at the top of the 18. Scoop it up. Yeah, Trent. Yeah, that was wild. Good on Reynolds, though. Because that stuff
Workhorse.
matters, Trent. That stuff matters. That makes an impact.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that completely changed that whole shot, that whole possession, because then she rushes the shot when she didn't need to. I mean, Charlotte was catching up to her, but, you know, she could have taken another dribble or two and had a better shot. So that is huge from Charlotte Reynolds.
Great stat by Tollefson, dispossessed. Here's Reynolds. Once again, reckoning. Gave up the ball sometimes, but not long that Brookhouse has had possession. Over the top. Tried to go direct here to Drayton. She's been the chief target here in the second half. Oh, good little heel back here. Ref says play on. Centering ball. Reckoning almost get burned. Woo!
That was scary.
And it looks like
Schwartzman's still down. She's getting up, though. But, yeah, I mean, that's the third or fourth chance now that's really been scary from Brookhouse.
yeah, I think it was Tollefson down on the back line that went down. Played over the top here, looking for Sadberry. Here's Churchill in support. Looking to cycle back here. This one's going to get spilled to the back line. Here's Griffin clearing it out of danger. And Thompson in support. We'll spill it out of play to make sure everything's good for the reckoning. So, of course, so far so good. 2-goal advantage here in the maiden voyage for the reckoning. Nice little turn by Churchill. Sadberry, 60th minute of action. Oh, how about the link-up play and the long ball. And Woodard, offside flag stays down. This is a nice chance. Rincon with the save. Partial clearance here from Brookhouse. Great combination play here as Brookhouse tries to escape, still under duress here in their defending third. And there's the takeaway. Looking to press. Here's Coriel. Out to the perimeter. Offside flag stays down. And a little too heavy out there on the perimeter. It'll go out of play for I believe, a Brookhouse goal kick. We do have a little stoppage. For a second there, it looked like Brookhouse is going to try to take a substitution because there is a player down in the middle of the park as well. Seems to be a little confusion. She appears hurt, so she went down, and then she got up, and she's going off, and then the Reckoning training staff is talking to her now. And it looks like a couple substitutions up here for Brookhouse in the 61st minute, as we had a little hold-up in play there. So we can anticipate a couple minutes, excuse me, forgot how to talk, of stoppage time. So played short out here to Cruz for Brookhouse, out over the top one well. And cleanup. And third ball over here on the near side. Swartzman staying busy in the left back position. Looks like they're sticking with the 4 in the back here, Trent.
If it ain't broke, don't break it.
There you go. Don't break it now, Trent. Easy. Easy. So it looks like they keep the back line at 4, but it appears that they have kind of dropped off into a 4 midfield, gone a little 4-4-2. So obviously Churchill in the middle of the park is kind of going with an attacking mid, but it looks like a distinct 2 up top. Woodard on the left, and then I believe it's Land up top. Throw in here. Once again, that's Drayton. Turn against play. Back to Drayton. She'll look to go try to thread it through. Big ask of the Reckoning defense, and they're up to the task. Great cover up there. I believe it was tough to see the number down there. Believe. Was it Coriel? Is the corner kick on the way? Lands in the box. Couple of bodies. This one spills out. Lot of spin on that one, but the Reckoning dispelled the danger. Floating high, awkward, towering ball. Tried to have a date with the upper 90, but Dennis wouldn't let it. Trent, another save. Is that one, I think, technically on frame, Trent?
Close enough.
Spinning back in, might have had a shot. On to the back line here for Brookhouse. Turner gets this one out of danger. Cruz tried to advance it here for the visitors. Excellently poked free by Tollefson there. Had a fantastic game this evening. Out to the perimeter. Here's Thompson. Thompson and Bailey goes to ground. Oh, and they say she gets the player, not the ball. As Thompson on the slide takes down Drayton. It's a penalty kick and a yellow card for Thompson.
That's tough, man. I agree with the challenge because, you know, it's a bang-bang play. If she doesn't make that slide, if she doesn't disrupt the run, the movement, you know, that's one-on-one with the goalie. So you've also got a one-on-one with the goalie now with the penalty, but I still love the effort.
So here's Drayton. This, of course, is going to be the best chance that Brookhouse, the visitors, have had this evening. 64th minute of action. Dennis, off the crossbar, doesn't get home. A laser to the top of the net. Dennis guessed the right way. And for the Reckoning faithful, applauses here on the near sideline as we keep the clean sheet alive. Still 2-0 here down at the Gene. Throw in over here to the near side. Cruz. Brookhouse seems to have a little bit of shot in the arm there after the penalty kick and some advancing play. How about the work in there? Fantastic positioning. I believe it's Sadberry getting in there. Getting out the crowbar and the construction belt, Trent. All about leverage there. Drop back to Dennis. Here comes some pressure from Drayton. Spilled it out to Thompson. So Thompson, the gamble pays off, Trent. Circling back, though she is working on a yellow. So we'll keep an eye on the aggressive defender and how that goes. As this one kind of spins over the top. Coriel will give chase. Oh, great. Head on her shoulders to keep her head up. Oh, beautiful through ball. Flag stays down. Woodard's good. Churchill coming late into the box now for Woodard. Trying to turn the corner. And it's a right-footed shot. And they say no deflection. So to be out for a goal kick.
Great stuff. And I mean, you're able to see how quick the Reckoning can turn anything into a goal-scoring possession. They're able to win the ball in the midfield and push it 3-4 passes later. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Woodard's running one-on-one with the goalie. Love that.
Absolutely fantastic. And this thing, offense coming from the defense, working up through the midfield. It feels like they're dangerous at any given moment here. Tried to thread it through to the youngster Nelson. And Brooke House is up to the task. So they want a little counterattack. But how about the track back here by the Reckoning? How about Thompson, the defender, with a little touch there off the hesitation, Trent? Nelson tried to thread it through. A little too much mustard on the hot dog, looking for Churchill, making that diagonal run off the front line. So it looks like Churchill's got smells a little blood in the water here, Trent. You see her creeping up more and more on that front line with the damage that Nelson and Woodard have been doing. Is this one, they say flag down. Bailey touches it, one-on-one. Dennis, scoop, 15 yards out, no problemo for Lily Dennis. Fantastic position for the young goalkeeper. Of course, for FSC Women's Club team. Gets on back to Griffin. Nice right-footed blast to Nelson. Tries to center it, deflected here by Brookhouse. Little turn of play for the visitors. Some speed on the outside for the Maitland squad, but Thompson settles up, squares up, good to go. Oh, nice little ball, little overlapping run from Nelson. Center in the park, it's Coriel. A little offensive spell for her. Can't link up, needs some help. Odd number mismatch on that right-hand side with the switcher personnel. Thompson does well. Here's Woodard coming centrally. Looking to link up on that front line. A little bit of an awkward ball's going to be picked up by the Reckoning. Oh, nice little hesitation. Beats her defender, but the second one to the scene takes it away here for Brookhouse. Cycle around. Here's Cruz. Pressure being put on by Sadberry. She's got one of the two goals back in the 32nd minute. Nasty left foot goes near post. Beats the keeper to the right. Made it 2 at the time. Of course, Churchill's also got a 20th minute goal. First ever in franchise history. Trent, we talked about it. The Tallahassee woman for the Reckoning. Who else would score number 1?
So fitting. And also, a sign of things to come, Kendall Sadberry is going to be around this club for a long, long time, and she gets the second one as a sub. Yeah, hopefully. I guess we don't know that, but we would hope so.
Great run against the pace of play. Here's Churchill.
Ooh.
A little step over.
Almost worked.
Tried to burn the defender, but Bachman up to the task. Churchill looks gassed, though.
Yeah.
She's been running around a lot.
You've been talking to about how she's been pushing up against this back line. She's also still been dropping back on every single possession, helping out the defense to make sure, we're able to keep a clean sheet and stay up by 2 goals.
And does have a little hitch in the giddy up as she's stretching out her left hammy. So sure, Coach Wilson has an eye on that, and it looks like Coach wants to go to the bench. Through ball. This is a dangerous one. Look at Thompson. Obviously offside, so it doesn't matter. But Thompson, enough left in the tank to get back on that one. And this is when kind of the fatigue sets in. You talk about that early season matchup as Churchill goes to the turf to get some medical attention. And it looks like we have a couple players trying to steal a water break here. That's some big brain moves, Trent. I always love that. Let's get some water.
Think about it. I mean, it's about the only time you can do it is when there's an injury.
Ref doesn't want it. He says, get back on the field. He is not allowing this unsanctioned water break. He's not feeling it at all. At first, I was thinking he might just go let it roll.
Only sanction eyes.
He said, no.
Hydration.
Yeah. Quite frankly, Reckoning don't care. They say, this is our house, Mr. Referee. I know you got the yellow on, but if he really wanted to, Trent, for obstruction / time wasting, he could go into the pocket.
He could. What's he going to do?
If he wanted to. Granted, we talk about a hostile environment down here at the Gene. May get a little more hostile if such nefarious activities were to take place. Oh, direct play looking for Nelson.
What a ball.
What an absolute gorgeous ball being played out of the back there by the back line of the Reckoning. And you win a throw-in, Trent. 15 yards, if not better, if not closer to goal, out there on the far side.
And, you know, you talk about fatigue setting in. That's a huge free kick, and she's been taking those all night from the back line, you know, deep in the defense and able to send a pinpoint ball forward. Like you said, it's this huge throw here in the attacking third.
And so it looks like Churchill's getting ready to come back in as Reckoning currently playing with 10. And there she is. So it might have just been a little cramp going on. Trent tried to stretch it out. Didn't work. Went down, got some medical attention, came over, got some water. Boom, back in. Do have some Brookhouse players warming up here as we have 20 and change to go before the end of this one here. Minute 72 of this contest. The maiden voyage of the Reckoning. Going against Brookhouse here today from just north of Orlando. In this all-Florida conference here in the Southeast Division of the Southern Conference within the national 80-team organization of the USLW.
Kendall just earning free kick after free kick out there. Love to see that.
The physicality
Yep.
she's playing with is impressive. She says, I don't care if you're older than me. Come get some, see what happens.
You should see my resume.
I'll put a goal in and give you a little shot to the ribs there. Nice save over the top. Thompson, the pride of UNF, threads it over the top looking for Nelson, and it'll be spilled out of play there. But great little positioning here as the Lincoln Trojan will put the ball on the turf and give way to the former Charles Timberwolf. Thompson has it. We've seen Woodard in this position previously because she's got a nice long throw in her repertoire. This one's going to be spilled out here for Brookhouse.
Oh, Charlotte read that perfectly.
Woo! Reynolds having a fantastic game. Back to Reynolds. After a touch, I think it's Tollefson in the middle there. Churchill, a little hesitation. Has Sadberry, if she needs it, chopped down from behind there.
I don't know why they're so upset. That's pretty black and white to me.
Yeah, Miller with the chop down here. So is Reynolds going to take another rip? I mean, she's only 35 yards out, 12 yards closer from the last one.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. How do you think she adjusts? She's like, dang, I got to take some off now.
Yeah. Rincon is right in the middle of the goal. Late run.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh!
She's 3 for 3 on the field goal post.
Man, crossbar or upright challenge. Reynolds is dominating. It's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to make that a talking point. Forgive me. Those are all really good shots. They're missing very, very narrowly. But, I mean, hey, she probably needed to be about 5 yards further back for that to be on goal.
There you go.
She's got a cannon.
That's the thing. They're not far off.
No.
Trent, to your point. This one kind of turned against play. Trying to thread it through. Defense recovering a little bit. Stretched here for the Reckoning. Here comes Dennis. No hesitation. Fantastically done. Clear with the right foot. And boom. It's instantly going to turn into a counterattack. Look at the goalie feeding into the offensive spell here. Nelson doing work. She's on a little bit of an island with 4 Brookhouse players in the area, and they're able to corral it.
It was a good idea. Just a little bit of a heavy touch, but like you said, she was pretty outnumbered there. It was 3 to 4 against 1, so only so much she could do. Great
step here in the near side. Tollefson, Churchill, counterattack has Woodard. Tried to thread her through. Second ball's going to be picked up. Reckoning, and it's going to be off. Oh, Woodard's been so close. You wanted to get one so bad. Been so close here tonight, but the old offside flag as she takes a tumble to the turf. She's a little slow to get up as she's right down.
That was tough. I mean, that was right at the whistle, but that was a tough little foul there on her. That wasn't a foul because she's offside, right? But still, she's feeling that.
I like the aggressiveness out of Woodard She's making the
She's
ref
gonna
call
get
it.
one, dude.
She's pressing that back line. You feel like she's on one or she's serving one, like you said,
Yeah.
Trent.
She's had a couple of good looks. She had one earlier with her left foot where she was able to like do a full 180 and turn around and put it back
Yeah.
on her left. I think it hit off the post or it just went wide. And she's had plenty with her right as well, so it's just a matter of time. She's been playing some of the prettiest balls out of anybody out here tonight, either team.
And it looks like 17, Zariah Hughes is on for Brooke House, per the PA announcer. There's a little bit of possession here in the defending third. Brooke House on top of it. Relentless pursuit over there on the far side.
Who is that?
Tough to see the numbers. Yeah, this
Yeah.
time of night as the sun's setting with the bright lights. The black on pink is tough over there. It looks like Tollefson was out there, 30. Taking care of business.
Yeah, that's her.
Because you got Griffin with the green cleats.
Yep, that
and
was
yeah,
her.
Tollefson on that left center.
Dude, man.
And it looks like we're going to flip some of these attacking players. So Woodard's not going to get the one that we wanted her to, Trent. But it's going to give way for some of the other players here for the Reckoning. Chloe Moore and Madeline Musgrove in. Churchill, Woodard off. Fantastic play from the twosome up top here for the Reckoning this evening. Excited for more of that combination to come, Trent.
Yeah, we got Madeline Musgrove out there. She just got subbed on. She's another one of those Thomas girls, Thomas University girls.
There you go.
And Chloe Moore, she is at Auburn University of Montgomery, but also went to Childs.
Once again, that South Georgia, North Florida flavor coming
Yes,
through.
sir.
Thomas University, not too far. It's about 45 minutes, hour up the road, depending on who's driving, what area you're coming from. You know, about 25 more minutes from the Gene than from Childs, but
Oh, Kendall, breaking ankles.
swerve. Reynolds fed out. Nice little overlapping run here. Schwartzman. And here comes some of the fresh substitutions down the near side. It's Musgrove. And spilled out of danger for now by Brookhouse. Be a throw in here. Schwartzman with the ball in her right hand. About 30 yards from goal in the attacking third. So Coach Wilson making a couple substitutions here. Switching things up a little formationally. Here's Sadberry, nice pullback.
Oh, wow.
Oh, great centering ball. Trying to do a little chip over the top. Chloe Moore.
Incredible vision there from Sadberry to pick her head up and find the open teammate there just wide open in the middle of the box. I thought she was going to drop it. The drop was the obvious pass, but, I mean, she's obviously way better at soccer than me. So
That's why she's down there.
Yep.
Trent. Yeah. And Trent, don't forget, she came off the bench.
Yeah, dude. And scored our second goal ever. Like, no big deal. Incredible shield there from
Oh.
Abby. That's tough.
Studs going in on that challenge, but Dennis holds strong. Ref gives a warning, but nothing more for Drayton.
She was the same one that took Woodard down after the offside call earlier, too. So, refs keeping it in the pocket for the most part. We just got the one tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep, except for the PK. Thompson still on yellow. This one cleared out of the back here by Turner. And out of play, Schwartzman with a strong header. There you go. Can't keep that one. And, of course, a familiar face in the Tallahassee soccer scene, throwing that one back in play. You'd love to see the crossover with a couple of these teams in the city now, Trent. You love to see fans showing up on Saturdays, Sundays, Wednesdays for the teams in gold and the teams in pink.
Absolutely. I mean, soccer's soccer, and local's local, right? And we're just here to support local and to grow the community, and that's what both of these clubs have certainly primed themselves on.
Big Tallahassee love here.
Oh, yeah. That's a song by T-Pain. Naturally.
There you go. Also Tallahassee native. Went to Rickards High School just down the road,
The
Trent. Over there, 3013 Jim Lee Road. Yes, sir. Stone's throw. I mean, I couldn't hit Rick with a football from here, but, you know, I'm sure there's somebody in the city that can.
I bet T-Pain could.
Drayton with a little take internally here as Reynolds puts some good pressure on. It's going to be spelled out a danger. Cruz to give the throw in here for the visitors. So, of course, kind of getting in that desperation time, Trent, here for the Brooke House. Coming up from Central Florida here today on a Wednesday, on a school night, Trent.
Yeah, no kidding. It's not summer yet.
Yeah, true. The universities are out, but public schools still in session.
As we've seen, plenty of high school and even some junior high girls on our roster. So, one
Oh,
would
dangerous centering ball here. Griffin in the area, as is Reynolds. Dennis says, I got this, gang. Yeah, but you look at the roster, Trent. Some of these players are going to school tomorrow.
assume- Yeah,
That's wild.
That is crazy.
The youth movement is alive here in Tallahassee, and that looks like a casualty of the old turf monster there. Is that Lincoln Trojan logo there on the 45-yard line of the football field? Trent looks like tripped up Bachman there.
sure wasn't any of our girls, so that checks out.
Free kick for Brookhouse. They're going to be in the defending half, though. All 11 Reckoning players here on the defensive half. Free kick on the way. Met well by Griffin. Falls here for Thompson.
Oh.
Instantly goes for service. Playing direct. Looking for Musgrove, but it'll go all the way back to Rincon, who's had a busy day back there in red
Very much
for
so.
the visitors. But, I mean, who wouldn't against this firing squad she's faced in pink and
kidding.
black here today? Hey, Trent, they talk about the herstory going on here and the reckoning of how it's upon us. And I think the league just got put on notice. The league, the division, the conference, whatever you want to talk about.
Well, yeah, I mean, because how would they have any way of knowing until they watch this game or they check the scoreboard?
There you go. I got to work on my Raven call.
I mean, you are from Maryland.
Of course,
so.
when you think about the, football, but I mean, like, birds.
I mean,
Of course, on the crest of your reckoning. An aggressive bird it is.
I'll let you work on your aggressive Raven call, and I'll just show up every week. How about that?
Ravens are surprisingly intelligent birds, for the record. Done some research. The smartest of the Ravens. Beautiful centering ball here as we snap back into action and things people care about here and not just trivial bird knowledge. But to finish that fact, Ravens, the smart ones, can border on the intellectual capacity of some primates. So, pretty sharp birds, as we have a player down here on the near side. And it looks like, I think it's Schwartzman
Yeah, I think so. Looks like 40.
here as we have another player take a tumble, 84th minute. So this will probably add a little bit of stoppage time here to the mix.
Give out a yellow for that.
Was it on Bailey? Who got the yellow? Did you see?
No, it wasn't on Bailey. I can't tell. It's the girl right there in like the reddish, pinkish cleats.
One of the new substitutes. That may be the new substitute, Hughes. I believe it is 17. Yeah, it is Schwartzman. She's getting up very gingerly.
Yeah,
So
it's tough.
that's really one of the only true negatives here for the reckoning is the injuries to Schwartzman and Linville. When you look at the game of what we've had here today, and yes, looks like Frederica Natumba, number 7. Good looking out, Trent. So you spotted that number 7 there.
You think Kendall got a little payback there? Did that on purpose?
Trying to get in front of the ball, give the defense a little time to get back here. Brookhouse in kind of desperation time as we get into the 85th minute. No goals in the second half, but a couple of injuries. Oh.
Thanks, crowd. I feel like the ref wouldn't have blown that back had the crowd not been
There you
so.
go.
I like that.
Pretty good crowd out here
Yeah.
tonight for the maiden voyage.
Very interactive crowd, not hostile, but
And it's a Wednesday,
supportive.
too. I'm excited to see
that's a great point.
what this crowd looks like on Sunday. When the Reckoning are back at it. So Turner surveying the field. 6 Brookhouse players towing the line right now, top of the 18. Entry pass is dangerous, a sprawling Bailey. But once again, the ongoing battle. Excuse me, Drayton. Sprawling Drayton. Drayton and Thompson going at it, Trent.
I thought you were going to say Drayton and the turf.
No, well, that too. The turf is on Layla's team, it seems.
And you talked a few minutes ago about how she was going to play after the yellow, and I think we've seen her play a little more conservatively as far as like the physicality, but she's still just as interactive as she was before the yellow.
And this one's going to spill through, have a chance to keep it in play here, but it'll be out for Brookhouse. And that's the thing. I mean, the mental side and the body positioning side as far as squaring up her defender and keeping good angles of pursuit, Trent. I mean, anybody familiar with women's soccer here from the high school ranks, you've seen it for years with Charles now at UNF here. And I'm looking for Thompson to have a really big summer and go steal a lot of minutes in her sophomore season as an Osprey. This one spilled back. A little cleanup here for Tollefson. Blasts it out of danger. And Nelson with some aggressiveness, making the back line earn it. Here's some pressure from the near side. Tried to escape, but good pursuit. Musgrave in the area there for the Reckoning. 87th minute now. What do you think, Trent? 2-3 minutes stoppage time we can anticipate?
Probably 3 because we had multiple injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So
Both teams.
Yeah. So I'd say at least 3, maybe 4. I said 3 the first half, and it was closer to 4, so I probably should say 4, right?
But there were the 2 goals, so that factored in as well.
Yeah. Okay, I'll stick with 3.
We have another injured player. It looks like cramps over on the far side.
Make it 4 again.
Yeah. We need to get that sound. Maybe we'll have it for Sunday. Little update there. As we creeping towards the finish line here. 88th minute now, down from the Gene. Of course, the Coliseum of non-collegiate athletics here in the Big Bend, Trent, like we've seen. For some of the old heads out there, Capitol Stadium back in the day. For the newer folk, Gene Cox Stadium, as it's known. Throw from Sadberry going here, finds the youngster Nelson. This one's going to run a little bit. She can get around it. Battles, but good defensive positioning there by Christopher from Brookhouse to shield it out of play. So Cruz will take the throw in here from the near side. Local media in the house here. See, WCTV, Allison Posey in the house.
They're documenting history just like we are.
There you go, Tallahassee Democrat. Looks like Mr. Rooney's in the house as well. Everybody wants some of the Reckoning here in town, Trent. They gave him a show so far. Looking for Nelson up the near side. Bachman with the shield off and escorts it out of play. Rincon will take it out from the back from a goal kick upcoming.
Charlotte was pulling one of my favorite moves to do in FIFA. Where you just roll the ball over just a bunch.
So
So you're waiting on the person to make the run.
there you go.
Just for fun.
What are we going to do to get the Reckoning on FIFA, Trent? Do you have any friends in high places that could hook something like that up?
No, I wish I did, because that would be super convenient. I guess it's not even FIFA anymore. It's EAFC, and we probably shouldn't even be talking about it. But
Whatever it is, who knows?
Step 1, they need to probably get promoted a league or 2. I feel like those would be the first steps, and then
I want to play as them this weekend, though.
because I think okay. I'll see if I can't create
Let's
a
fast
team.
track it.
I'll see if I can't create a team when I get home.
Cruz drops it back to Rincon. Cycle back around to the far side. Reckoning still putting the pressure on. This one getting flicked through. And Brookhouse a little spell here. That's the thing, Trent. We're going to have some stoppage time, so this game is still in the balance here as we approach the finish line and we go up over.
Oh.
No indication on extra time here, but we are into some extra ticks of the clock.
Yeah, the fat lady hasn't sung yet, and we've seen some crazy things happen in stoppage time, so certainly anything can happen. But with that being said, the Reckoning could go ahead and go on the offensive and get another goal before we get out of here.
Absolutely.
That should be pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Got a Brookhouse throw on the far side.
And a little pause of the clock there at the 90, so we got it refreshed here. So we get ready to go into 1 minute deep of stoppage time. I think it's a fair estimate, Trent. Like you were saying, 3-4 seems about on par for what we have here. So still some time for Brookhouse. So Reckoning can't throw this one as official yet as it slides through. It looks like Wakulla United's ready to get going onto the field, though. They want a little post-game party.
Okay.
And they're breaking out the old the media cabana there for some media background for little post-game interviews.
Good stuff.
Like you said, local news, local newspaper in the house. It wants some of the Reckoning. 2nd minute stoppage time here. Straight and takes a rip from 30. Dennis sprawls to her right. Still 2-0, as we have been since minute 32. Now into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Long ball gets to midfield. Awkward spin. Sadberry pokes it free. Chance to counter. Gets on the horse. Beats the first defender initially. Cruz tracking back. Tries to put it on her left foot. Oh, great centering ball. Has an overlapping run. But it looks like Bachman gets a foot on it. Great opportunity there for Tallahassee. Threaded out to the perimeter. Free kick.
Great call there.
Big restriction. Grab of the wrist.
A lot of jersey being grabbed.
Yeah.
Maybe some wrist.
Yeah. So free kick. Reynolds giving way here. So you wonder if she was going to take a rip of it.
They're like, no, we actually want to, like, service this ball.
Oh, nope. But maybe not, though. Coriel says, I could do it too, Reynolds. Oh, great hustle winning the second ball. So Coriel's created another opportunity.
Wow.
Centering ball, Rincone's got to have it, and does for Brookhouse.
Great ball, great pace.
Yeah. Course had Musgrove in the area. Like we said, the Reckoning aren't finished yet. We're now into the 4th minute of stoppage time. Haven't seen the head ref look at the watch in quite a moment, Trent. This one's going to be spilled out off Bachman. That's going to be another Reckoning throw in. As we get ready to resume play, the embers of this match. Schwartzman gets us resumed, trying to turn the corner is Coriel. That's off of Brookhouse. So this could be the last bit of action, here as we put a bow on this one, but still an opportunity. Oh, Sadberry wants it short. They go short. Got to get back on sides. Oh, Sadberry, a little bit of gamesmanship. Takes it to the corner, using the corner flag as leverage. Well done by the youngster.
I saw her smiling right before they did that play, and now I think I know why.
You know why. Long ball over the top. Brookhouse tried to thread it through. It's going to be dispelled initially by Griffin, but Natumba keeps it in play. Dangerous run here for Brookhouse. Shot on target. Dennis had to have it and does. Previously to her right the last couple times, this time to her left. And as we're on the brink of going into the 6th minute of stoppage time, we're still 2-0. Mr. Young. Oh, beautiful flick onward. Oh! A little bit of a takedown. Musgrove almost was off to the races. And it looks like that's all they wrote. The reckoning in full swing. The lead, the conference is on notice here, Trent. An impressive 2-0 win for the hometown squad.
Huge, Juke. I'm just trying to take it all in, looking here at the crowd, seeing their reactions. It's massive. I mean, just to come out here and to get a result, to make history, to make her story, to go ahead and put a couple goals in the back of the net. And, I mean, dude, you're off. You're at the top of the table right now.
Look out.
Yeah, now it's yours to lose.
There you go.
Now you got to defend it. So that's where you want to be after game one, after week one of the start of an organization. So this is huge. And we see how deep this team is. We had a lot of players come off the bench that were able to affect the game as substitutes. I mean, dude, just thinking about Kendall, I mean, you think she's going to start going forward, like after a showcasing like that?
Made a case for it, right?
Sure did.
Absolutely. See the post-game handshakes going on there, but a big one here for the reckoning. Tallahassee, impressive. 2-0 your scoreline. Churchill in minute number 20 inked the book for the first ever franchise goal. And then, of course, Sadberry doubles the delight in minute 32. Well done for your reckoning. Trent, I know we don't have a sponsored player of the game, or maybe we should. If you're listening to this, you got a business, want to support local soccer, and you want to be on here, get some advertising, partnering up with the team, send an email to info@tlhreckoning.com. Get yourself the sponsorship for the player of the game. But Trent, like we said, with a void sponsorship there, who are you giving it to tonight? A lot of good choices.
Man, this is extremely difficult. I guess if I had to pick one,
There can only be one.
I'm going Kendall Sadberry because I just love the effort all game. I can't say start to finish because she didn't start, but, you know, she comes on as a sub. And in the second half, we've got the lead, and she's just duking it out, not letting any of these balls go down the sideline, seeing them all out, winning throws, winning fouls. Just an incredible effort. Obviously, the goal was huge. Comes on, and I feel like, you know, within 10, 15 minutes, she got the goal after she was subbed on. So that was just absolutely massive, and she's one of the youngest. If you give me a second, I'll tell you if she is the youngest player on the Reckoning.
Definitely part of that youth movement that we were talking about, no doubt.
She gets my nod for sure. But just to return the favor, who would be your player of the game?
Well, Trent, like I said, there can only be one. So Sadberry is the player of the game, Trent. So
Really?
My opinion is irrelevant.
Well, I want to know who your vote would be.
I mean, there's too many choices to pick, so we'll stay with Sadberry for that sake. But you really look at it, just a strong performance top to bottom. You saw the subs come in. Like we said, really the only thing that stands out to me are the injuries. Schwartzman and Linville going down here tonight, both being subbed off, neither returning to action, both hanging out on the bench. But, you know, those are your black eyes, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so realistically, Brooke House, solid club. You saw, especially on their, you could see predominantly kind of their left wing and their left center mid position when you talk about some of the play from Bailey, Bean, Drayton, especially Drayton. But you think about it, you had the solid defensive effort from the back line. I mean, Tollefson, Griffin when she came in, and the effort from Thompson as well. I mean, it was just locked down back there. Nothing given. Nothing that they could really do to break down the seal. And Dennis called upon
6,
3 or
7?
4 times for some big ones. Obviously, overall, probably about 7 or 8. But when called upon, fantastic effort. And so you look from the back, Dennis, great game. Backline, great game. Midfield, dominant, controlled, and for large portions. I mean, the Reckoning completely dictated play, completely dictated possession. Very few times. There were spells kind of in that second half, early second half, that Brookhouse showed a little life, and then in the PK, that kind of juiced him up a little bit after that. But then Reckoning with the answer, and luckily with the cushion and solid defense that they've been playing, they were out of reach.
And yeah, at times Brookhouse showed life, but that's all it was. They weren't finishing the chances. They weren't able to ever like put the nail in the coffin, and they weren't able to bury us or to come back at all, really, and to give us a true fight. And I mean, they fought, start to finish, but at the end of the day, it definitely felt like the Reckoning were the superior team, head to toe, had the superior chances, and just dominated possession. And I mean, other than those 2 injuries, which that's no one's fault. That's going to happen when you play a physical game like soccer. Other than those 2 black eyes, like you said, I mean, you come out of here completely unscathed, in my opinion. So we wish a speedy recovery to the 2 players that were injured. Caitlin Linville, who was the other one, forgive me?
And Schwartzman.
Michaela Schwartzman, yes, absolutely.
So those are your big 2, but a successful venture, and thank you to all involved, of course, as you talk about the partners couldn't do it with Adam. So we want to kind of roll through some of our partnerships here from the Reckoning. So thank you to those who helped make the team and the broadcast and everything possible here, Trent. So, of course, we'll start with Wakulla United. Thank you to our alliance partner, Wakulla United FC, for having club night with us here tonight. They're the official club team of the area, just down in Crawfordville, which some of these players like Glenville. Kind of a byproduct of that area. Once again, shout out to the JROTC from Cairo High School.
Shout out Cairo.
Syrup makers presenting the colors. Once again, shout out to Kelby Mahan from Childs. A lot of Childs out here tonight. Of course, rolling down, Trent, as we go through some of the other sponsors here. WAGS, a nonprofit leader in empowering women and girls to reach their goals using soccer as a platform since 1974, is a proud impact sponsor of the Tallahassee Reckoning. We are honored to be part of this journey in the USLW League with the team. Of course, Grova Creative. From concept to campaign, Grova Creative helps turn your business ideas into impact. Want to learn how to take your business to new heights with creative strategies, marketing tactics, web design, social media techniques, and digital solutions? You know what you got to do, Trent. Visit grova.com.
Duh.
That's what you got to do. Of course, Nickel Management, strategic management authority specializing in women's sports with a client-centric philosophy, providing sustainable solutions for maximum impact. And Trent, it's not all going to be home games, though we will be back here Sunday. So every now and then you got to hit the road. So, of course, you go to Astro Travel. Trent, been offering Tallahassee charter bus services for over 50 years. Trent, that's longer than both of us have been alive. Experience the Astro Travel and Tours difference. It's safe, it's friendly, it's reliable service. Not the first time, not the second time, Trent, but
The third?
every time. The third time and the fourth time
okay.
and the fifth time, all of them. So shout out to Astro Travel. Of course, FSU Coach, the Interdisciplinary Center for Athletic Coaching at Florida State. Of course, our owner's got FSU ties, alum of FSU, of course, former soccer player. Keep fueling that relationship. Over 100 years of experience in outfitting athletes, excited to once again be providing the players and fans of Tallahassee with a unique set of jerseys and teamwear this season. That, of course, is the Hummel sponsorship. But as far as the FSU training coaches, 100% online master's program in athletic coaching, as well as offering free education through our podcasts and newsletters. Learn more at fsu-coach.fsu.edu. So I got excited about it because I like the threads out here tonight, Trent. The unis were mean. So Hummel, proud to be the official partner of Tallahassee Reckoning, over 100 years of experience in outfitting athletes. Hummel, that is. We're excited to once again be providing the players and fans of Tallahassee with a unique set of jerseys and team wear this season. Jersey, Trent, is so much more than a piece of fabric. It's how we drive our motto of building community through kits. Share your photos of you rocking your Hummel Tallahassee Reckoning gear and tag that swag at Hummel USA to be featured on the Hummel social media channels. How about that? Of course, we'll keep it rolling. We've got some more sponsors here. Some community ones on the soccer front. Holy Comforter Episcopal School.
Shout out.
Holy Comforter, official training field partner of the Tallahassee Reckoning. Holy Comforter is a welcoming and inclusive private school in Tallahassee for children pre-K through 8th grade. And Tallahassee Reckoning summer camps. Don't forget, attention soccer players, attention. Sign up here. Tallahassee Reckoning summer camp. Have the chance of fun with some future pros of the game. And with coaches who have trained, developed, and drafted professional players. And that's no joke. Of course, camp starts Monday, June 24th. Learn more and sign up at thereckoning.com/2024-summer-camp. Here, so thank you once again to the fantastic partners, sponsors of your Tallahassee Reckoning. Of course, helping make this dream possible for the girls, women, everybody around this franchise here to keep it rolling and give us something truly Tallahassee and truly wonderful, Trent, as we saw, not only because they win, but also they can win, and they have. 2-0 to your Reckoning, Trent. Any final thoughts before we get this thing rolling?
No, just absolutely huge stuff to be able to come out and put a W in the first game column. So, that's just massive. You go out and you have one of your best players in Paige get the first goal, and then one of your also best and youngest players, Kendall, get the second. And I think that's just the perfect place for this club to go ahead and embark its journey. So very excited to see what the rest of the season holds and what the rest of the future holds here for the Tallahassee Reckoning.
Absolutely. So we'll just recap you here as we kind of put a bow on things. This was your table at the start of the day. It was an 8-way tie for first, but one team has emerged, Trent.
And which team would that be?
Almost a little bit of a shake-up, I would say. What's the word that I'm looking for? Starts with a R for the league, for the conference, for the division.
A routing?
A routing, but also a reckoning.
Oh,
here.
a reckoning, duh.
And so headed to the top of the table, 1 match in, 3 points, 2 goal differential. So as of now, Reckoning go top of the table. Brooke House will go bottom. In the middle, 6-way tie for second between the other squads. So the other teams will be in action here as we take a glimpse at the division. Who else is playing? Of course, Saturday. Brookhouse will be at it again. So short, little bit of time off here for Brookhouse. They'll be headed down to Palm City. So they start this season with 2 road games. Then, of course, on Sunday, that'll be Sunday the 12th, Florida Elite over from Jacksonville will be playing your Tallahassee Reckoning right here at the Gene. So that'll be good to go here on Sunday.
Little I-10 rivalry.
There you go. And then so we'll jump into next week. That's a Wednesday game on the 15th. Couple area teams. Swan City will go over to Palm City, and Florida Elite will be down at Brookhouse. So Brookhouse, 3 games in 8 days to start the season.
That's
so
tough.
A hefty schedule for them. But, of course, as you get forward for Sunday, I know you're looking, how do I get out here? How do I see it? If you can't make it, of course, we'll be out here with the broadcast again, as we will all season long for the home games of the senior team and the reserve team. So the reserve team is going to get some love, too, here on the broadcast front. But get your tickets now, and we can get it going here. Of course, you just got to scan that QR code. Of course, you can just check out tlhreckoning.com to get the action. But, of course, Sunday at 7, so we'll be back under the lights, a little bit of weekend. So you can do a little tailgating, a little pregame, little whatever you do ahead of big soccer matches. And get your week started off right going into next week with the Rec. Tallahassee Reckoning are going to be playing. So that's about all we got here, of course, for a little match day live here with the Reckoning. Of course, Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, notification, all that good stuff, because all season long, the Reckoning are going to be in action, and you won't want to miss it. So, Trent, any final thoughts before we put a bow on this?
I do not have anything else, Andrew Jupe.
Rock and roll. So thank you for joining us here. Of course, the Tallahassee Reckoning, Brooke House Football Club in the books. Reckoning going top of the table. Here, all final. Andrew Jupe, Trenton Young, and James Ward bringing you the action here tonight for the Reckoning and all people involved. You have a fantastic rest of your work or school week, and we'll see you on Sunday for a showdown with the First Coast.